President-elect Donald Trump's enemies list seems to be growing, and this week NBC's late-night host Seth Meyers is on top. Trump posted on Truth Social, "How bad is Seth Meyers on NBC, a network run by a truly bad group of people. Remember, they also run MSDNC. I got stuck watching Marble Mouth Myers the other night. These are not shows or entertainment. They are simply political hits 100% of the time to me and the Republican Party. Comcast should pay a big price for this."
The president-elect's fury was sparked by the comedian's jokes about Trump's comments on water days after the start of the devastating LA fires. Let's watch.
He just discovered what water is.
When you buy a faucet, no water comes out.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. You can't just buy a faucet and get water. You have to install the faucet. This is real life. It's not a cartoon. You're going to attach it to a water line.
When you buy a faucet, no water comes out because they want to preserve. Even in areas that have so much water, you don't know what to do. It's called rain. It comes down from heaven. And they want to do, no water comes out of the shower. It goes drip, drip, drip.
And let me just say, after 4 years of Joe Biden, who is prone to a senior moment now and then, it is so refreshing to have Kid Science here tell us it's called rain, and he didn't even have to Google that. Also, dude, it doesn't come from heaven. Even God would tell you that.
Myers also took jabs at Trump's remarks on global rearrangements.
We need Greenland for national security purposes. Canada and the United States, that would really be something. You get rid of that artificially drawn line, and you take a look at what that looks like.
Wait, what? You went from saying we need strong borders to we need to get rid of borders altogether? What are you going to do a 180 on next? I'm going to be your president, but I'm going to do it from jail because, let's be honest, I did do some crime.
Trump is, of course, attacking the same network that helped make him a big national celebrity through his reality show The Apprentice, which ran on NBC from 2004 to 2017.
I think he's fine to go after Seth Meyers, and they're just in a mutual hate each other, mock each other kind of thing. So I don't know what the big deal is.
What do you think about President-elect, a former and soon-to-be president, suggesting that the corporate bosses of a network or the corporate parent of a network should pay a heavy price for people mocking him on that network?
Well, I don't know what he meant by pay a heavy price. Did he just mean they should pay a price in the ratings because their content is so bad? Did you think he's implying that they should suffer some government or legal? If that's the case, I am obviously totally against it. As you know, I am very much against figures in government pressuring media companies or social media companies to alter content. So I think that's a big no-no. I would thus say to anyone who thinks this is some kind of threat, I would point out, and I wrote about it, so I just pulled it up, that Democratic lawmakers sent letters to Comcast, AT&T, Verizon, Cox, Dish, and other networks, telling them that they should stop carrying Fox News, One America, and Newsmax because these networks spread misinformation and disinformation. Elizabeth Warren said that Meta, Google, Amazon should be broken up for platforming misinformation. So, yes, if you are outraged by Donald Trump's criticism of Comcast and think he's actually meaning for it to go further than that, I'm right there with you. But boy, do I have a lot of other examples of this exact same thing and then some happening.
Is it the exact same though?
It's worse.
I wouldn't. Well, you see, you're saying like misinformation, disinformation. I mean, we will end up getting into our whole free speech argument again. But what Trump is talking about here is not really misinformation in the sense of COVID or whatever. He's saying, don't make fun of me, otherwise I will seek retribution of some kind against your corporate owners.
Well, I don't know that he's saying that. I think he might just be saying they're not funny and they should pay the price for not being funny.
Comcast should, I wish I could do the impersonation, but my accent doesn't lend itself to Trump impersonations.
The Trump impersonation. And many people are saying they're not funny. I don't have a good
Comcast should pay a big price for this.
Yeah, well, if any action is taken to harm Comcast legally by the Trump administration or any other administration because of the content on their platform, I will be speaking out against it. I'm already speaking out against it just in case.
Good.
Nope, let's not threaten media companies, but it is much, in my view, much worse, the level of legal action that many, not just Democratic figures, Republican figures too. It's one thing they can agree on. Let's have antitrust. Let's break up Amazon. Amazon, a company most people love, for that magically makes things arrive on your doorstep, and government is like, the government, which has like a 20% approval rating, wants to take on the only thing with that's better loved than like the military in America and peanut butter and jelly. That's what our brilliant Congress people are so concerned about. But no, the challenges, for instance, to Newsmax were very serious. There was a vast attempted deplatforming of Newsmax because Newsmax was having people on who were saying things that these Democratic lawmakers don't like and that I probably don't think are accurate. But would we get? I mean, you know, frankly, this did happen to us. This was a long time ago, before you were hosting, but several years ago when it was me and Ryan Grimm and Kim Iverson, YouTube took action against Rising on the basis of election misinformation being spread because we played a clip of Donald Trump saying things about the election that are not true and that I have criticized many times and have said are not true many times. But in this specific clip, we were actually discussing the Ukraine war. It was comments he was making about that, and he threw in an election-related line, so we didn't then jump in and say, and by the way, the election claim is false, because we've done that a million times. We weren't just discussing it. And they said because we didn't do that, they were attributing what Trump had said to us, and they took down the channel, they suspended the channel for several days. They have now admitted that policy is ludicrous. That policy, by the way, led them to take down the channel of the January 6th Commission for the same reason. This is a fundamental inability to tell, like, journalism designed to ferret out the truth behind misinformation and misinformation itself.
All of that may be true. I certainly don't support Rising being taken off the air for simply playing a Trump clip. It is also true, though, that Trump's general MO is to certainly say intimidatory or aggressive things anytime he is confronted with criticism. Earlier this week, we were talking about the Jack Smith report, which noted Trump's propensity to attack judges, prosecutors, in the most vigorous terms possible. The family, in one instance, the daughter of a judge in one of his cases. His whole modus operandi is to incite a kind of harassment towards anyone who he regards as a foe.
Yeah, look, it's Trump's behavior is often not with the kind of rhetoric that I would think is good. I criticize it all the time. I don't think, he views himself, he was a media figure. He was a entertainment celebrity person, the biggest thing on that network for years and years and years. It was interesting to recall from that Billy Bush interview with Tucker Carlson that, like, Billy Bush viewed his entire job, according to his paymasters, was to glorify, interview, put forth Donald Trump as the greatest and smartest, most wonderful, most perfect human being. That was their entire business model. And so, yeah, he still feels a combative spirit toward them. It should not lead his administration to take anti-free speech actions, but maybe we're all more cognizant now of the power that massive governments have to force media companies to engage in censorship they wouldn't do otherwise, and I hope that doesn't happen, Republican or Democrat.
Protect Seth Meyers at all costs.
Protect Seth Meyers. Do you find Seth Meyers particularly funny?
Not particularly.
Neither do I. That does it for us today on Rising. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any of our content. And for those of you who like to listen while on the go, we're now available anywhere you can find podcasts. And we will see you back here tomorrow.